Hey everyone, it's Joni Hollifield from Leading for Longevity. So, welcome to the Leaders Lounge. I'm going to give it a second to see if anyone else joins, but this is where we talk everything leadership. So, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out the schedule, definitely go to the website www.jonihollifield.com and check out the schedule so that you can see what topics we're going to be discussing and the days and times for that. And if it's a specific topic that you're interested in, I'd be more than happy if you join to engage in that topic. All right. So, while we're waiting for folks to join, I'm really not going to spend a whole lot of time on the intro. Hopefully, you guys know who I am. If you don't, go to www.jonihollifield.com and find out. But basically, this is a place where it's all about leadership. It's all about helping leaders become better, more effective leaders, and helping people who aspire to become leaders get the necessary knowledge and resources that they need in order to become leaders. So, this is just one of the many, many things that we do in order to help build up leaders. So, there are a lot of other things, including online classes, in person classes, team development sessions, all that good stuff. All right. So, and if you are finding any of this helpful, I encourage you to please share this video. Invite someone else to join in and to watch the video so that they can get the knowledge. So, getting right into it. So, our topic for today is thought leadership. So, helping your leaders really become thought leaders. So, think about that. What do we really mean when we say thought leadership? I remember a really long time ago, I'm not going to tell you how long ago, but a really long time ago when I was first introduced to the concept, um, you probably would think, yeah, thought leadership is just being thoughtful, it's being caring. And I surely thought to myself, hey, I'm one of the most caring people that I know. So, of course, I must be a thought leadership because I'm always thinking about how I can help others and how I can be in service to others. But in actuality, that wasn't what thought leadership was. I was confusing thought leadership with servant leadership. And servant leadership is a whole conversation in within itself. So, if you're interested in, having that discussion about servant leadership, we'll talk about that on another day. But, certainly there are two different things. So, as defined by Business News Daily, a thought leader is someone who is seen by industry colleagues, peers, and trustworthy folks as someone who is a go to authority. A thought leader is viewed as a credible industry expert who basically cuts through the noise and offers something worth listening to. So, simply put, in my own words, a thought leader is someone who is knowledgeable in their field. They're innovative, they have experience, they have a high level of expertise. But most important of all these, are true thought leaders. They know that they're all these wonderful things and they intentionally share their wealth of knowledge with others. That's the difference. If you just have all the resources, you have all the knowledge and the expertise, and you're just hogging it to yourself, or someone has to, come and ask you for that information or for those resources, that doesn't make you a thought leader. The thought process comes into play when you are intentionally sharing that wealth in order to help others grow. And there goes my favorite word, grow, because that's what it's about, growing, right? So, and you could be a thought leader in many different ways by sharing that knowledge and that expertise through many different avenues. So you can do blogs, you can do articles, you can do learning aids. You can do in-depth coaching sessions, especially if you're a leader and you have a team of people who are following you. Those coaching sessions are really, really important because that's the lifeline for those people under you to be able to grow and to be able to learn to be better at that job, and also for them to be able to expand and grow from a career perspective. So, why is it important for us to be thought leaders? Think about that. If you're in a leadership position right now, or if you are in a position where you have other leaders around you. Think about that. Why is it important for us to be thought leaders? There are actually a lot of reasons, but we'll just go over a few as to why it's important for us to be thought leaders. And not only for us as leaders to be thought leaders, but for us to encourage our high potential employees to be thought leaders. And when I say high potential employee, I don't mean the person that's performing the best. I don't mean the best salesperson, or the person that's just crushing all the numbers. I mean the person that has the most potential for actually becoming a leader. And leaders, you guys know what I mean. 9 times out of 10, the next leader, or the person with the most potential, is often not the person that's the best performer. Normally, you'll find that person sitting somewhere in the middle. Not to down the great performers, because we need those people who go above and beyond. We need those people who, are crushing the numbers day in and day out. But we really, really need those people who are helping others to achieve greater. And a lot of times with those high performers, they're so focused on themselves and so focused on the numbers that they get that tunnel vision. And not that that's bad. Tunnel vision is great. But when you talk about leadership and growing into leadership, your tunnel vision can't be focused on you. Your tunnel vision has to be focused on others. So when you're thinking about who that high potential employee is, don't necessarily just think, oh, who's making the best numbers, who has the best performance. Think about that person who is consistent in performance, but who is also pulling others along, and who's also challenging people to be better and to achieve for greater. So those are the high potential employees I'm talking about when I say, think about how your high potential employees can be thought leaders as well. So, what are the ways that we can encourage our leaders to be thought leaders? So, the first one is to gain genuine respect and appreciation from your team members, clients, and peers. So, it's one thing to be respected simply because you hold the title, right? People are just automatically going to give you a certain level of respect because you've been promoted, or because you have that title of being a leader or being a supervisor. But it's a totally different ball game when people are truly respecting you because of the value that you bring, and because they appreciate what you put into the team and what you put into them. So title respect really only lasts as long as that title does. So when that title is gone, bye-bye respect. So unless you've been able to position yourself to really be of value and helpful to other people's, then your respect really won't go beyond that. But once you've instilled that value, and once people can see your value and they respect you for that, then that's when that will live way, way, way past your time. And it actually will live past the leader, because people will always remember what you gave to them. They'll always remember how you helped them grow, what role you played in that particular season of their life. So that's one reason. The second one, let's go back to my favorite word, growth. Growth is absolutely my favorite word. I swear it is. I love the word growth. But it's important to be a thought leader, because people around you grow as a result of that. They're growing because you are intentionally feeding them knowledge. You're intentionally sharing your resources. You're intentionally helping them to become experts in their own right. This is not to say that they are going to somehow, overtake you or take your spot. That's what we want, right? Us leaders who are confident, we want people who are able to be our successors. We want to be able to groom the next person to take our spot. But in that confidence, we know that we're unique. We know that it's only one of us, but in that, we're still able to make someone else great, one of them. All right, forgive me if that cut out for a second. I was getting a call, I had to decline it. But and the last thing, customer satisfaction. And this one is especially important if you're in a team situation where customer satisfaction is key. And customer satisfaction is so prevalent because in an instant, one dissatisfied customer could literally break the internet and break your business. How many times have you, before you went to a place of business or before you patronized someone, you checked the reviews before you bought a product or before you, took a chance and spent your money? Reviews are so powerful. The internet is so powerful that customer service has become more important now and ever in this day and age of technology, because one person, where that one complaint was only about 10 complaints, nowadays that one complaint can literally reach hundreds of thousands of people in just an instant. And Lord forbid the dissatisfied person is a blogger or someone who has like a huge following, who could really impact and reach the masses. So customer service is very, 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 very important, and it ties into thought leadership, because when you think about providing world-class service to your customers, part of that is positioning ourselves to be industry leaders in our field. So the same way we would intentionally share our knowledge and wealth with our teams, we would also do the same to educate our customers as appropriate. And this doesn't mean talking circles around your customers or using so much industry jargon that your customers feel completely lost in the conversation or that they feel like idiots. That's not what we're going for. The best example of being a thought leader in that particular situation, especially in the customer service driven world, is when you can relate and speak to your customer on their level, on the level that they understand, on a level that they're comfortable with. Your customer should never leave that conversation feeling like they're an idiot, or like they just asked the stupidest question in the world. They shouldn't feel like that. They should leave that conversation feeling like they've been educated, like they've learned something, and they should be unconfused. Whatever prompted them to ask that question, they should have clarity around that. And that's thought leadership. And you don't need to have a title to do that. So, all right, we could go on and on and on and on and on about, different things. There are plenty of ways that you can demonstrate thought leadership. And if you have any, I would love to hear them. So you can comment under this video, or you can email me, or private message me. Whatever it is, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, and all of the great thoughts. I will definitely be sure to share those on my website. So how can thought leadership positively affect your business or negatively affect your business if you're lacking thought leadership? So one positive is that you're more likely to create a culture where people feel valued. Now, you guys hear me, if you watch any of my videos, you hear me talk a lot about culture. Hey, what's going on? Second one. Hey, not yet, but emotional intelligence is coming. And I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is it Karim? I hope it's Karim. But emotional intelligence is certainly one of my favorite topics. I actually did a blog on emotional intelligence earlier this week. So if you haven't checked that out, you can certainly go to jonihollifield.com and check that out and let me know what you think. I'd be interested in that. But I think I have emotional intelligence scheduled as one of these discussions in April. So I'll be sure to tag you if that's one that you're interested in. But yes, I love emotional intelligence. That's one of my favorite topics. So, but thank you for that. Talking about culture, I use that word a lot. And when I'm dealing with some of my clients, especially my clients who are not leaders already, sometimes they get confused when I say culture. So just really, really quick, let's just kind of clarify what culture is. Culture is the way of life at your business. Okay, so no need to make it all technical. No need to, put a whole lot of fluff and things around it that doesn't need to be around it. That's simply what it is. Your culture is your way of life. That's the way that things are done. That's what people know to be true. That's how we handle things in the workplace. So if your culture is a workplace where people are used to not performing, people are used to getting away with doing the bare minimum, then that's what you can expect. You can expect for new people coming in, regardless of their skill level, their talent, whatever, If that's the culture, bare minimum, perform, just to get by, then that's what you can expect. But if your culture is one where high performance is expected, where excellence is expected, then that's what you can expect even from a person who may have came to you without the talent, without all the skills. If that's the culture, culture finds its way inside of people. Culture gets embedded into people, and that's what helps the business and the team thrive. The type of culture that you create. So back to the point. One of the positive things about thought leadership in an environment is creating a culture where people feel valued. A good way to demonstrate to a team member that you value them is by investing in their own wealth of knowledge and being intentional about helping them to learn new things and to become more educated. So these are the things that thought leaders do. A negative on the other side of that to not having thought leadership is low personal accountability. And personal accountability happens to be also another one of my favorite leadership topics because it speaks to so much. Personal accountability really can determine how an organization is able to reach its potential and how fast it can reach its potential, depending on how people view personal accountability and how they go about demonstrating that. So again, that's another one that's going to be for a whole nother discussion because we could go all night talking about personal accountability. So be sure to check that calendar on jonihollifield.com if that's one of the topics you're interested in, or if you don't see it, shoot me a note and we'll be sure to get it on the calendar. But back to our negative. So not having thought leaders could negatively impact personal accountability because team members could develop an attitude of not caring or wanting to know what's happening in their industry or in their business. Their knowledge could be outdated, and they could be totally uninterested in learning what's new, what's happening, and that could be detrimental. This could make for a pretty embarrassing moment if a customer had to come in and educate your team member on something that they should have been aware of. When there's no thought leadership example to follow, team members will take very little responsibility for self-education and self-learning. There's really no personal accountability for being prepared or being ahead. Why would they care? Personal accountability is not within the culture because there's no thought leadership. So how else could thought leadership positively or negatively affect your organization? Again, drop me a line in the comments section or send me a message. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on that. So I do have a leadership challenge for you around our topic today, thought leadership. But before I present my leadership challenge, I like to invite you to please share this video and to contact me about any options regarding scheduling a team development day at your organization, or if you're interested in one-on-one leadership coaching or online leadership training, anything to do with leadership to help you or someone else grow or your organization, please let me know. Reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist with that, and get creative with this thing. I'm going to be doing these live videos on a regular basis, so feel free to play them during your team meetings. Feel free to share them with your team members if you feel as though they'll be able to get some value from these videos. All right, so the leadership challenge around the topic of thought leadership. The challenge is for 1 week straight. You got it? For 1 week, share something new with every single team member you interact with on a regular basis. The information should be something new and it should be something useful to them. All right? Practice that and watch your team members pick up the habit. And you don't have to have a leadership title to participate in this challenge. This challenge is for anyone who is interested in being a more effective leader, whether or not you have the title. That's going to be the challenge. For 1 week straight, for every single person that you interact with on a daily basis, I'll challenge you to share something new, to share something helpful with those people. And watch, you'll see things start to change, because then in a healthy way, they're going to want to beat you to the punch. They're going to want to share information. They're going to want to research. They're going to want to find out something new. And it inspires that healthy environment that you need in order to thrive and be successful in an organization that is truly on its way to reaching its potential. So in closing, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, whether you joined live or if you joined after, if you watched the replay. Please share the video, and if you have a person that you know that's gearing towards leadership, if they're an aspiring leader or if they are a leader, and if you feel as though this could be helpful, please invite them to like the Leading for Longevity page, invite them to the private group, invite them to visit the website, JoniHollifield.com. All right, so you are an amazing leader. People are depending on you. Your gifts and your talents are needed in this world. Even the grandest, biggest dreams started with just one step. So continue to be awesome, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.